expired. Senator Singh.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is to Senator Brandis as Minister for the Arts. I refer to the minister's decision to abolish the $6.4 million Get Reading program. I also refer to his well-known love of books, with the construction of not one but two taxpayer-funded bookshelves to house his taxpayer-funded book collection. Given the minister is happy for taxpayers to fund his own reading, why is he cutting a program that encourages other Australians to read?
The Minister for the Arts, Senator Brandis.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. President. I welcome the opportunity offered by Senator Singh's question to. I welcome the opportunity offered by Senator Singh's question to explain to the Senate some of the initiatives within the arts portfolio which the government has announced in the budget. Because, Senator Singh, as you know,
Order. I'm waiting to hear the answer.
As you know, Senator Singh, as the shadow spokesman for the arts in this chamber, the arts budget covers a variety of different creative activities. Australia can be very, very proud indeed of its arts companies, its arts practitioners and its arts administrators. And they do too, Senator Wong. I'm delighted to say they do. Now, so, Mr. President, one of the initiatives that the government did announce as part of the budget, and this in a time of straitened financial circumstances, I might say, thanks to the legacy of Senator Wong and her colleagues on the opposition front bench, was an increase in funding to the Australian Ballet School to allow enable the Australian Ballet School to acquire.
Senator Moore was on her feet before you, Senator Singh. So, Senator Singh, you've got the call.
Mr. President, on relevance, the question was about the Get Reading program. We know about Senator Brandis's bookshelves. We want to hear about why the government is cutting the reading program.
Senator Brandis, you need to come to the question, Senator Brandis. You still have 51 seconds remaining.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was just trying to put the question into context for the honourable senator, because the money that the Australian taxpayer invests in the arts, of course, is spread across a variety of genres. And I did want to, if I may steal a little of the time, Senator Singh, to congratulate the Australian Ballet School on the additional $1 million that the Australian government has invested in the.
Senator Brandis, resume your seat. Senator Moore.
Mr. President, on relevance, and we do value the contribution to the ballet. The specific question is about the Get Reading program, and now we have 28 seconds.
Senator Brandis, at the 51-second mark, order. At the Senator Conroy. Senator Conroy. At the 51-second mark, Senator Brandis, I reminded you of the question. You need to address the question. You've got 28 seconds remaining.
Mr. President, and thank you, Senator Singh, for the opportunity. Now, turning to the Get Reading program, Senator Singh, you should be aware from the questions you asked at estimates during the February estimates round that not all of the funds in the Get Reading program had been allocated. In fact, most of the funds in the Get Reading program had not been allocated, and so, in seeking economies within the arts budget so we could fund beneficial things like the residents at the Australian Ballet School, we looked elsewhere.
Your time has expired. Order. Senator Singh.
Let's have a bit of transparency about it.
Order. Senator Singh.
Supplementary, Mr. President. We'll see how we go with this one. I refer to the $9.5 million cut to the Indigenous Languages support program. Given the Prime Minister has claimed he will be a Prime Minister for Aboriginal Affairs, why is the government and this minister ripping funding from a program that preserves and revives Indigenous languages?
Order. The Minister.
Well, once again, Senator Singh, as I pointed out in relation to the Get Reading program, so is also the case with the Indigenous Languages support program, that not all of the funding within that program had been allocated. So when the government addressed the arts budget, economies were sought, among other things, from programs which had not been fully expensed. And that enabled us, through you, Mr President, Senator Singh, to keep the economies within the arts budget very low, relatively low. The arts community did very well out of this budget, and it also gave us the flexibility to introduce new measures. I mentioned the residents of the Australian Ballet School. Another is the allocation of additional funding to Creative Partnerships Australia within the arts budget, so as to enable them to enhance their very
Order.
good work.
Your time's expired. Senator Singh.
Terribly unconvincing, Brett.
Thank you, Mr President. I refer the minister to his 2007 claim that the minister who had been most generous to the arts in terms of funding was me. Given the government has ripped more than $100 million from the arts funding across Australia, isn't it now more accurate to say that he is the minister who has been the most destructive for the arts?
Order. The Minister.
Well,
Thank
you, Senator Singh, and I'm flattered, Senator Singh, that you read my 2007. I'm flattered that you have read my 2007 speech to the National Press Club. And indeed it was the case that in 2007 the Howard government, which that year brought back its 10th consecutive budget surplus, had a lot of extra money to spend on the arts, as it had a lot of extra money to spend on other beneficial social programs and a lot of extra money to spend on tax cuts. But you know what, Senator Singh? After 6 years of Labor government, there isn't a lot of extra money. In fact, there is no money. There is $123 billion of accumulated budget deficits, and for that you need look no further than to your colleague Senator Wong, who was the Finance Minister who presided over those accumulated budget deficits. So, Senator Singh, look no further than Senator Wong for the answer to your question.
Your time has expired. Senator